All right, so I'm gonna do yet another challenge and I'm gonna update these buttons. So they do work now, but there's one thing that I want to go ahead and change. So as of right now, we are not using our set search params. So I think I explained this in a different video, but when we go ahead and initialize our useSearchParams, it's really similar to React.useState, as in it will give us a search param or our first array destructured object. Is it with useState? I don't think this is an object. I think this is just whatever we pass through the useState, and our setter function. And our setter function is basically going to either put information into our URL or clear it. And we can also choose whether or not we want it to save our previous, it's weird to say state, or just replace it. So if we go here, instead of using the to method, what we can do is we can say on click, and when we run on click, we can run a callback function, and this callback function is going to run, let me see what it will run. It will run our set search params, so set search params. And now what we can do is we can say type equals wearables. So what's really cool about this is we don't have to include the question mark at the beginning. And when we click on wearables, it should work. Let's see what's going on. If anything's going on in the console right now. So this might be giving me some weird bugs, and the reason why I think it will be is because this is already a link. So I think it's already trying to use the to method. So let me just double check to make sure. So set search params, I'm going to take this right here, and we have a button. On click, we're gonna set search params, type equals wearables. Should be working correctly. One thing I'm gonna try to do is change this into a regular button, and let's see. Yep, so it's working. And the reason why it wasn't working is because these three buttons are actually links. So I just used style components to change that. So what I can do here is I can go up here and I can say these buttons are actually styled button. So now these shouldn't work, but this one should work. This clear filter works, and this wearable should work, but the other ones aren't. So we can do that, or the more common way to do this is to use something called, I forgot what the name of it was. I think he said it was I want to know the exact name of it. So set search params. There's an exact name for this method where we use the object. Okay, it's called a record initialization. So the record initialization will allow us to go ahead and take this off. And instead, we can use something really similar to the, and I'll console.log this, to our type filter, or in other words, our search parameter. We can see that what we get back is wearables, but what we can also do here is say to string, and let me refresh this. This should be giving me the string method, but basically it's just this up here. So as we remembered, when we console.log our search params, let me see if that will work. Search params, we should get an object. Okay, yep, we got the object there. So we should get an object, and this is a special object, but basically inside of the object we can to string, we can see, or it came up now, but we can see that this is kind of like our search parameters are kind of like key value pairs. So type would be the key and then wearables would be the value. So I'm trying to see if I can get the object itself, but it doesn't seem like it's going to let me right now. No, that's just the prototype. These are, I guess, all of the different things we can use on it. So let's try dot values. Let me see what that gives me. Okay, that doesn't give me anything. Let me see dot get. Oh wait, dot, let's say values. Okay, that doesn't give me anything. And then dot get all, will that give me what I need? Okay, so get all isn't gonna work. What about get? Okay, well, that's fine. I guess we won't be able to do that. But basically, now, if we go down to our buttons with this terrible lag, we see that instead of doing the strings, a more common way to just be to say type and then wearables. And then now when we click, we'll get type of wearables. Should be working. Let me make sure. Okay, it has to be a string. So we can turn this into a string. And then click on wearables and it will be working correctly. And then we can take this on click and we can, I'll just comment this out because I actually want reference to this. It's not going to let me. So this is going to say to since, and then this is going to say, man, hold on. What I can actually do is I can take the to method, put it here, and comment it out so that I always have reference to it. And this time I'll just go ahead and type it out all the way just to get some practice in. So set search params, and then our object, and then our type is going to be skincare. And I want to take this because I want this just for reference here, just so I know how it worked earlier. Skincare. And then now if we refresh, let's go to since, it'll work. Skincare will work, wearables will work. And then with our P, we can take away the 2. So if we go here, let's just remove this. And let's say boom, boom. And then I think P is also a link, so it also probably won't work. So set search params, and then we can just leave it blank, I believe. Let me make sure. Okay, yeah, so we would just leave it with a blank object, and that would be kind of like resetting the URL. And we'll have to fix the fact that it's a styled link, or maybe it'll still work even if it's a styled link. Okay, so it will still work even though it's a styled link. So I'm thinking I'll probably just keep it a styled link. I don't think it matters too much. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that challenge. Took me a little longer to solve it, but I just wanted to go ahead and make sure that everything was working correctly, and it is. So that is great.